Peace. I'm back for another show. Hopefully, I get people to join in. Actually, I'm able to interview people. But if not, so be it. Salute to everybody. I'm gonna give y'all salutes at the end of the show. But salute to everybody that listens to the show, and salute to Don D 205. Salute to Leafy. Salute to AJ Pax. Let me go see what's going on with YouTube. It's booting up yet? Come on, YouTube. Look like we good. Give me a second. Yeah, Mike Adams here too. Salute to Mike Adams for coming through. Salute. Give me a second. Let me see. Give me a second. Yeah, salute to everybody that's joining us. Got some things we're going to talk about, and some of the stuff is kind of annoying to me, but they're good talking points. And y'all want to talk about some things, y'all can post it in the chat too. But yeah, some of these things are very annoying. Give me a second. All right. Yeah, this is the debate that comes up, and technically I'm part of the things too. I mean, it's part of the debate. The casual versus hardcore is a false debate. But yeah, I'm gonna start off with this one. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is episode 125, and today we're going to clear up one of the biggest myths in sports gaming, especially boxing games. This idea that casual fans and hardcore fans are somehow enemies. That realism scares people away. That death is not fun. Look like, give me a second. You do it every time. Right while I'm in the mix. What's up, AJ Pax? Look like I froze too. Right when I let you come in. Come on, stop playing, computer. Yeah, my character on the screen is frozen.
Yeah, I just joined now.
Soon as I
Hold on, but you're live broadcast.
give me a second.
Give me mod access quick, just in case you don't have to cancel your own thing.
Dad, it's still not one. There it go.
See,
I don't know why my character froze on the screen.
there, it's back. It's back.
Damn.
What's going on?
Nothing. I just was I wrote some things that I wanted to talk about. Because people in the Discord, things they be saying I be trying to pick and use as topics for the show. And one of them is that a lot of people saying that EA shouldn't think about making a game and stuff like that. And I said EA is not going to be the same EA, so we don't know what we will get.
What do you
And
mean?
the more games, the better.
What you mean? EA? They're saying EA shouldn't make a boxing game.
Yeah, they say EA shouldn't we shouldn't trust EA to make another boxing game. We shouldn't trust Steel City to make another boxing game.
But what's the worst could happen if EA was to make an next boxing game?
Nothing. All it'll do is, to me, it'll be better and it make Steel City because they got too much to lose. Because with Steel City, they don't have other games around them to be like, all right, well, we took a hit for that. We'll go to one of our other games.
The fact is, even if EA was to make a shitty attempt, two things. I don't think EA should, if EA makes the next boxing game,
Yeah,
I think they should get off the whole Fight Night series, man, and start from
scratch.
rebrand it. Yeah, like scratch or kind of, but don't bring back the Fight Night series. It is what it is. Now we have to, now we're bringing in boxing, but it has to be something new.
Dad. So what name can they use? For as boxing wise, that would sound, make fans be like, all right, this is a great name.
Well, we had Knockout King series, then we had the Fight Night series, then Steel City took the Undisputed name, which is kind of foolish. The Undisputed is really foolish because it confuses a lot when you have to search the. Oh shit! Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Here, give me a mod access just in case it kicks you.
Oh, it's acting up for me?
Yeah, I'm seeing a green screen right now for you. So if you have time still, throw that there. You're back now. But throw the mod access in the meantime, just in case. Before it kills your thing. Cause I'm going to be here for about 45 minutes.
All right. That's good. Let me see.
But what was I talking about?
You was talking about that.
Undisputed. Undisputed was such a poor choice. I don't know who came up with that. And the reason why is because when you have to do a search on the internet, it doesn't distinguish you enough. Like from the person who thought about the advertising of this game, they fucked up. Because
should have been Undisputed Boxing Game out the box. It shouldn't just say Undisputed, say Undisputed Boxing.
Well, yeah, put in the word boxing would have cleaned it up a bit. But when you just put Undisputed, you're gonna get the history of Undisputed UFC, THQ Undisputed. If you just put Undisputed, you're gonna get other meaning for Undisputed. It doesn't mean necessarily a boxing. So the fact that they had ESBC, that was legit, man. I don't know why
I hated that
you ain't
name.
like that?
Nah, I hated that because
why?
For one, it actually makes you think of esports. When you hear ESBC, you think of esports, and everybody think, oh, they're not gonna look out for all the fans. It's just gonna be an esports game. It sounded generic when I first heard it, because I asked him, when I first talked to him, I asked him, was he gonna stick with that name, and he wasn't sure. I like that game sound like an esports name. It sounds generic.
But you're saying that it's not possible to have a esports game, but also have proper offline modes and everything?
Yeah, you can have both of them, but the name itself is going to turn people off.
For me, when I hear ESBC, I kind of think of it as a derivative of, okay, there's the WBC, the IBA, the WBA, and so on and so on, right? It seems like, okay, ESBC, it seems like a logical connection to the boxing leagues.
Yeah, and the net that actually stands for Esports Boxing Club. I mean boxing. Yeah. Club? Yeah, I think it says club.
Esports Boxing Club, yeah.
Yeah. So that right there, that put a dent in what people thought about the game, what the game was gonna be.
Yo, hey Mike Adams, I was watching Crooks's so right now.
Oh man.
He's testing it out right now. But here's the joke, eh? So when I went in, I came in there, he probably just started testing about 10, 15 minutes. So when I came in there, I posted a message in the chat and I was asking him, consider testing to see what happens if you what was the word I used? If you really force the angle, if you really force the angle to see, and because what you're trying to do is you're trying to see if it'll cause the fighters to end up belly to back, which will break the game, right? So I wrote it the first time, he didn't see it, but he's reading all the messages there right after mine. So I posted a second time, and he skipped my message a second time, and he don't want to read my messages. That's the thing. He's mad. He's mad at me or something, man.
Who mad at you, Crooks?
Yeah, for sure he's going mad. Something I must have said. But the last time I ever had any communications with him was something on the Discord. Something on the Discord. I had some kind of private message with him, and then I don't even have the history of it anymore. But it was something silly, man. I don't know what something triggered him, and I think he blocked me or something afterwards.
Oh, wow.
But but on Discord. So he probably remembers my name or something because he skipped over my request twice.
Wow. So what do you think about his video?
Well, he's testing it right now. He's doing it right now. I think the first thing that came in my mind was that conversation we had with Jay yesterday. So Jay, I understand now what you're saying. I couldn't really see it in your video with the stamina regeneration, but now that I'm seeing this guy do live stream, I see what you mean now. It is the stamina. It is regenerating really slow. So seeing it regenerate that slow, it's gonna cause a lot of pause in the action, man. It's not even a matter that you can't throw. I don't know. Let's just say everybody wants to throw maybe eight punch combo or something, but the fact that it's taken so long to regen, it's just gonna stop the ebb and flow of the fight because you're gonna be scared to go and try to. It really prevents you from trying to overextend yourself. Otherwise, you'll get flash KO. But they need to tweak that, man. It's not how they're running right now. It doesn't make sense.
That sounds more like boxing to be the way you describing it.
What do you mean?
It sounds like real boxing the way you describing it.
No, okay, wait. Think about
like
okay, wait, hold on.
You can't just gas out and still be throwing punches like that.
No, okay, no, you can't gas out. But what's happened is, so you have this stamina bar, right?
Yeah.
So the stamina bar, let's just say the stamina bar is from 0 to 100. After you throw let's just say you throw three punches in a row, your stamina goes all the way. Your stamina will go all the way down to, let's just say 10 or 15%. So now it's a 10 to 15%. Now it's taking almost, let's just say for it to go all the way back up, maybe it's taking 8 to 10 seconds.
Okay.
So
okay, I see.
It's taking too long to recharge. So you have to. So here's the thing: you have to wait now for your stamina. Otherwise, you can't really throw a set of punches again. You have to wait. It's like how we have it right now in Undisputed is better than what they're doing than how they set it up right now in that mod.
I think the wait time should be at least 4-ish, 5.
4 or 5?
Yeah, about 4 or 5. It shouldn't be a long pause because when you clinch somebody, that's the thing right there. But when you clinch somebody, it's that break in action.
Uh-huh.
And because you're trying to gain back your energy. A lot of people, when they clinch, that's why a lot of people are like, I hate clinching. What the person supposed to do? Just keep gassing out, even though he's gonna clinch you.
But why 4? Why not 2?
In the gaming world, I say 2, but it seems like it's too short because nobody gained their energy back. They clinching you for a minute to gain some type of energy. But yeah, I take the 2.
So that's the only thing I'm seeing that I picked up on. But I would like to see somebody really do a stress test. It's a stress test to see what happens if you really try to force that angle, like really force it to try to cause like some kind of conflict, because because I want to know if it's going to cause the fighters to go belly to back, and then therefore they're no longer facing each other, because that's something we saw earlier in Undisputed. And I figure, okay, well, maybe this is the reason why we can't really have um, not exaggerated angles, but we can't really have that level or degree of the angles anymore, because they're trying. Because I think Steel C is trying to prevent the fighters from going belly to back.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying when I said belly to back, you know what I'm saying, right?
Belly to back. What you mean when it all the way around
Okay.
the person?
Right. So basically, what ends up happening is one of the boxers ends up behind the other boxer.
Yeah.
And then for the remainder of the fight, they cannot readjust the box. So the guy whose back is facing the other boxer's stomach, he can't turn around to face him face to face anymore. They're stuck.
Yeah.
And unless you know how to finesse it, if you're good, you could finesse it and try to break out of that trap, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to read the disc. I heard what you were saying. But my thing is this was one of the biggest arguments. I was not an argument, but disagreement with people saying that anybody should be game testers. That's not true. I don't think somebody that their passion and everything is MMA, and they like heavy MMA fans, they shouldn't be playing the game for play testing, because you're disrespecting boxing fans to me, because that's like me just being a pure boxing fan. I'm not an MMA fan. I'm not an MMA fan at all. Every once in a blue moon, like most casual fans to boxing, you see somebody that catch your eye. But other than that, no, I'm not a MMA fan. So why would I test the MMA game? Me being respectful to the sport or what it is.
But what kind of okay? So when I think of game testing, I'm thinking of one aspect of game testing. I'm thinking about stress testing it on a technical level to kind of break the game. When you say, but when you say testing in terms of having the boxing elements in your, like,
Yeah,
what kind of testing is that then? You're testing for what? We're testing for, I guess, for the authenticity
yeah,
of
making
the
sure
game at that
every
point.
boxer acts the way they supposed to act according to what a boxer should look like.
So it's two kinds. Okay, so that's a difference. That's, to me, I
But
feel that's a
that's what
different.
they do in general when they get these play testers and stuff, Q&A people. That's what they supposed to do. That's their job. But a lot of them not doing that.
Well, I think the game tester really, it should be, they're testing, they're just stress testing it. I think that's one kind of game tester, and I think that's one of the problems that you don't really see that happening in Undisputed, because the amount of bugs that leak out afterwards.
Yeah. But we're gonna
But
have
in
a
terms,
stress test game that's good to play, but it's not a good game at all.
but here's the thing: if you're saying that there needs to be testing in terms of see if it behaves like a boxing game, that's the key. If it
Yeah.
behaves, I kind of sense that that's what the lot of that's what they're partnering with a lot of the content creators to do that testing for them. It feels like it kind of. But then that goes to your point now. If you're getting guys who are they're really more MMA characters, right? Then they might
Yeah. So
they
what
might they not
feedback can they really
that way.
give?
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna notice little things about boxers that make boxers boxers, because in their mind they still got that MMA mentality. Like people keep saying strikes and punches are two different things. You angle them at different the way you throw it is angled different too. But strikes and punches are two different things. That's why a lot of people say don't call a punch a strike in boxing.
But here's the thing now, going off what you just said, isn't part of that responsibility, part of that responsibility too is the gameplay director, that his vision, he has to make sure that the vision, if the vision is to make an authentic boxing experience, he has to make that attempt as well.
Oh, 100%. But he's
So
not. He's
Well, that's what I'm
not.
saying. So if from a upper level, if that person is not following the vision of the boxing game, then that also might cascade into the kind of testers they're using at that point, because they don't give a they probably won't even, they won't care then.
Because he's not staying on them. So yeah, he don't care. Because
Or maybe
the game, I mean I know you're alluding from saying that Will is not really paying attention to this game. At this point, I think he really doesn't care about this game. He's
you
not
think he
paying
doesn't
attention to
care?
the testing and none of that.
I think when you say when he doesn't, okay, sorry, what did you say? He doesn't care about what?
He don't care about this game. He just cared that the game is out. That's it. He don't care
Okay,
what it is. He know
I
what kind of
think
game that he vision, his vision.
yes, exactly. Well, that's the thing. I don't. So I don't. I think he doesn't care about the community feedback or feedback in general. I think he has a vision, and I think the whole vision maybe is just the replicate Fight Night Champion, and how that game plays, and that's it. I think that's, so he doesn't, I don't think he's following it. I'll be surprised if maybe he is following people, but I don't really, unless he comes on and says yes, he spoke to A, B, and C, and this is what they tried to replicate in the game, but I don't sense that. Yes, Jay, you said that before, but the problem is that he was the game, unless LinkedIn is bullshit, but LinkedIn says he was the gameplay director from point A to point B. And then after that, at some point, there's no gameplay director. But I saw your message where you said, yeah, there was an announcement for a new gameplay director, but I can't figure out who that person is. I can't find
No,
an announcement. And I don't,
there's
and
no.
so I'll be curious to know who, and if also too, is the new gameplay director, is it the for that announcement that was made, was it for Undisputed Part 2 specifically?
I don't see no hires for a gameplay director or anybody with that title anymore. Will was the last person with that title. I don't see it. It's like they absorbed it into
Well,
the title that he got now.
or Jay, let me ask you this: if Will isn't involved with the gameplay, internally with Steel City, who do you guys talk to about the gameplay? Who is the man? Who's not the man, but who is the entity that's in charge that's making those decisions? Who do you guys go back to that would resemble a gameplay director at this point?
But he never called himself a gameplay director. I
LinkedIn
thought he
call
gave it.
it's in LinkedIn. He put it in his link. So Will put it in his LinkedIn. When you go to his LinkedIn profile, which is controlled by Will, he put it in there that he was the gameplay director. It's there.
Oh, Tom, right?
No, Will Kinsler.
Yeah, but what I thought Tom had a different job. I usually stay. I know Tom is a part of the team, but I didn't see him
Who's
being
Tom?
no game. He had a different title.
But who's Tom?
I forget his last name, but he's on the team. Time. What is his name? Tom. Let me see. Give me a second. Hopefully, my LinkedIn.
So based on what Jay's
He's
saying,
one of the
Tom
guys,
is
the people that
he's the guy in charge of the current gameplay for Undisputed Part 1. Let me see. Let me see if
Is
I
it
can pull up.
Tom Sanger? Sanger, something like that. Yeah, I don't see how I missed. I
Yeah, probably.
know of Tom, but I didn't know.
It's probably a guy named there's actually two guys. I don't know if there's a guy named Tom Miles. He's the studio head. But that studio head would not be the same thing as a gameplay director. Then the other person that could be, there's a name, his name is not Tom, but his name is Thomas. And we had spoke about this guy before, Thomas Jukstan. I don't know if I'm saying Juk. Every time I see that name Juk, man, I don't know, it's funny. But Thomas Jukstan, he's a designer. He's one of the game designers. And we had that conversation about on the
Yeah,
weekend. We had talked about he was one of the gameplay designers. But if it's indeed this guy named Tom Miles, he's the head of studio. I don't
That's
think that
neat.
has anything to do with gameplay director.
No. And Will Job, he said he works with other people. He said he got to make sure his decisions align with the other people. So in a movie, there's one director that's over everything. Even though there might be a big company entity, the director just works and he get blamed for everything. You don't blame the company that's making the movie, you blame the director.
If anything, if he has the answers to somebody, well, maybe he's answering to some of the what do you call them?
Producer or something like that.
Not the project manager, not the well, people who are working more on the project management side. He would have to answer to them to make sure the thing's running on time and it's within budget, or you know what I mean, to make sure that that communication is back and forth. So if they were to try to do something, some kind of change to the game or something, they would have to make sure that it's within a reasonable time frame, or they could do it. But again, like I don't think that Tom Miles, head of studio, I don't think that's not the same thing as a gameplay director. That's a whole different
Job.
whole different function of a job.
Yeah. Let's see this too. I'm trying to see. I'm trying because I looked through these guys and I didn't because the other day I was looking for who's the gameplay director. And they don't say.
Last one on file is Will.
Yep, I think they merged his title into yeah.
By the way, this guy
Let me ask Siri. Let me ask Siri now. I'm playing.
By the way, this guy named what's his name? Here we go. I found an article for this is from January 29th, 2024. It was off what's the name is Gaming Industry Biz. And I'm not going to read the whole article, but at near the bottom it says that so this was in context of the where is it move after year established at the 2023 boxes. And additionally, the studio has expanded. So this had to correspond when the studio was expanding with 8 new appointments to its leadership team. Joining the team is Tom Miles, head of studio, Ben Heavens, head of production, Deantha, Steel City's new art director, and Ashley Neal, people and culture manager. Remember I was telling you about DEI?
Yeah.
But this Tom Miles, head of studio, that's more of a, if you're the head of the studio, that's more like a managerial position.
Yeah. Let me see. Jay be throwing some stuff, boy. Let me see. Now you got me doing my homework at the last minute. Cause I'm pretty sure that title is vacant. Well, it's been absorbed. Yeah, I think it's been absorbed into another title. It's crazy to me.
Hey,
what?
Now this guy, what's his name? Yeah, Tom Miles. This is the guy who looks like Timo. This is funny. He kind of looks like Timo Wilkinsler.
Oh, that's what Will was saying. He said he said that in the Discord that people probably confuse him with the guy in the Discord. I mean, in the the other guy that looked like him.
But he's a bald head guy with a beard, and he's white too. So, and he wears glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, like Beast and other people don't know that the difference between him and Tom Miles.
Here we go. Here's a little background of Tom Miles, um, head of studio who brings 10 years of product and technical expertise on a wide variety of titles, including long-lasting franchise Minecraft, RuneScape. Those are that's his thing. So that's not he's not act. Tom Miles in no way is acting as a gameplay director. No way.
It says Steel City does not have a gameplay director title in their listings. Anything that's close to the gameplay director, if we going to say anything, game director Jason Darby.
Jason Darby would be more along the lines of yeah, he's part of the game design. I had a note on him before, but he's part of the game design team.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's the gameplay director.
No, not at all. Two different titles.
Let me see. Here, game design roles. The game design roles are held by Jason Darby, Julian Carlson, Thomas Jukstan, Ethan Bruin, and Liz Hall. So these guys are working. They have to work with the gameplay director.
Yeah.
Or you could call him the game director, or you want to call him the game producer. But going back to Tom Ma, he's not even he's not a producer either. He's a manager. So going back to if there's no active listing, you know what that tells me? It tells me that the gameplay director is like it's in a hibernation. It's like it's a role, but it's not active right now. It's just in hibernation. You can look at it like that.
Yeah, because they're two different roles this way. One focus is vision and leadership. That's the game director. The gameplay director is mechanics and systems. That's what they're focused on. So they two different roles.
Yeah, like as far as I'm concerned, the game. This is why you're not seeing any meaningful development updates. As I said, DLC is not the same thing. They're not making any changes because they said this is it. This is essentially it. We're just here to peddle a DLC until the next thing comes around.
Yup, and they're gonna be slapping it on top of what's broken. That's the craziest thing. They're gonna be slapping. Go ahead.
If they're foolish enough to port what they have right now, because you could migrate your project from Unity into Unreal. If they port it over there or migrate it, they're gonna have the same problems because it's almost like what you call a snowball effect. There's a root cause.
It's gonna be worse.
There's a root cause, and then there's a root cause problem in the game itself. And then you go and you migrate that and port it over to other thing. You're just gonna you're hiding that. You're hiding it. It's just gonna keep on snowballing. So it'll be a huge. If they did that, they have to. Anybody who's in a managerial role that agrees to that he needs to be fired now. Think about this. How come if this guy's been around since 20, let me see something here. Let me show you something. I'll show you something, but this article came out January 29, 2024. Here's the joke. Will Kisler was still the acting gameplay director all the way. Actually, no. When did he stop? I gotta pull that up. It'll be interesting what the date is. Let me see. But here's the thing: without even that date, how come we never saw that guy Tom Miles at the event talking about the
Yeah,
game? Nothing.
we see Will
Well,
as
you don't have to hear
some.
from him because he's just the head of studio. It's manager.
Yeah, he was at the what's it called event. So that kind of say a lot. That carries a lot of weight for a lot of people. Like, why wasn't the other guy there, but Will was there?
And
Will is always on the scene. Let me see.
it's
He
funny too.
was
He's really a product manager. He's supposed to be a product manager. So I don't know.
yup of authenticity. Let me see. He was the game director from 2023 to 2024, May 2024.
So who was that?
Will,
Thanks
gameplay
for finding.
director.
Thanks for finding. So you said up until May 2024,
Yeah,
right? So here's the thing now. When you look at when Thomas Miles started, he started January 2024. So that even proves that he's not a gameplay director. He's in a different role altogether, which they call head of studio. It didn't. If what you're saying, if the information you pull is correct, Will would have never went up until what do you say, May 2024? It
yeah,
would have stopped December 2023, right? Like that, you know what I mean?
yeah,
In terms of the dates.
yeah. Because he took director of product authenticity the same date, May 2024.
Yeah. And to me, it's like the game, they already came to the conclusion in the back there that the game is done. We want to leave it as is, and that's it. And that's what you're seeing right now. That's why it's kind of shocking seeing these gameplay modders what they're doing right now. How they're actually they're doing what we paid for. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We paid money for this game, and Undisputed is not doing it. They just all they want us to do is buy more DLC.
and people gonna buy it. That's the sad part. Not as many, but people gonna buy it.
And you know what's the funny thing too about the DLC? I think too when they always release new DLC, sometimes I think the new DLC characters like you can't punch them. It's sometimes like up to this day, even Manny Pacquiao, even if you have a good connection, it feels like sometimes you could throw punches at Manny Pacquiao, nothing's gonna hit him. It's almost like he's when I want to say invisible, he's just it's like it's you see it touching him, but it's not but he's not reacting. And it's not even that he's blocking. It's just it seems like there's targeting issues as well when they release these new DLCs.
Yeah. That I was reading a message from an industry veteran. He said 30 years in the trenches. You want me to check out something that he's working on? I'll check it later when I'm off air.
Let's see what head of a studio is. Head of software.
And look at the date too, because it might have Ash. He might not no longer be head of the studio. It might be like it ended last year. Let me see.
Here. So here, this is I don't like. I'm just doing this quick on the fly. 'Cause I don't want to go and look through the reference points. But they said like if we ask it head of studio software development or head of software development studio, it says right there the person in charge of the software development studio is typically the head of studio or general manager, senior executive position. So this is what I'm saying. Like just off the top of my head, I know what the title means. It's not a gameplay director. It's a manager. He's he's basically he's overseeing all the employees.
Tim Coop. Tim Coop is the head of the studio.
Currently, I thought it was Tom. We said Tom Miles. He's the head of the studio.
Right here saying head of studio leadership. He serves as vice president of studio at Still City.
Okay,
The
but
vice
still, it's
president.
not. But still, it's not a gameplay director. Totally different role.
Yeah, yeah. But that's what they consider head of the studio, the vice president. That's some weird stuff, man. You and your brother's the CEO of a studio, and your brother should be the vice president, and you should be the president. But all he is the founder. Now we like, who's the president? Who really is the president? Because they just keep calling you the founder, and they got a vice president. Let me see, can I get that answer? Give me a second, y'all. Let me see.
Hey, Mike Adams, I prefer the name ESBC as well, as opposed to Undisputed. I just thought that Undisputed, in terms of trying to market and advertise the game, when you start doing searches on the internet, there's too much history with the UFC, with the THQ UFC sorry, the THQ UFC Undisputed series. It's like they should have came up with a name that would give them a unique identity, and they didn't
Yeah.
do that. And that's a I don't know. I don't know
But
why they.
that was the idea that I put out there before they even made that name. I still got the photo of it. I said
Undisputed your idea?
it could have been what's his name? Boxing Fanatical said no, they already had that idea. I got the picture, like I say, about a month before they made that announcement and used Undisputed. I say any company that wants to make a boxing game, they should use this logo, Undisputed. And I had a boxer standing over it with bloody gloves.
But what would be a good name if we were to come up with a new name?
It's so many names that, especially, but these indie companies snatching them up. They snatching them up. The last round of fight, it's so much that you could use in boxing, like terminologies and stuff. The 15th round, the 10th round, stuff like that. The championship, something that's just used championship in it. Boxing championship,
Wait,
you
what about
know,
Blood, Sweat, and Glory Boxing?
yeah, you could get that. Even though that sound like a game I already heard of, but yeah, they could use that. Yeah, it's names out there, but that ESBC, it would have cut the numbers down in the cells, because everybody would have thought that when you see generic names, it sound like it's not gonna really. But even though technically the way this game is, they should have kept that ESBC name,
Yeah,
because
well, it's beloved. If you think about, after all that has happened in this boxing game, the fact that people still refer back to what they saw in that ESBC demo video, everybody still likes what they saw, right? And so if they like
yeah,
it, then that means ESBC is also going to be a respected name.
yeah. But I think a lot of people, they like what they saw, but not so much the name. So they were gonna go with the name in general. They didn't like the name. Everybody does it. That's a weird name.
But I always say this, I think ESBC and Undisputed are the same game. The only difference I'm seeing really is the amount of texture, the level of textures that ESBC has a higher level of textures, and also ESBC has those two things. The camera angle, whatever camera angle they're using, those are the two biggest difference I see, because every time I look at, to me, they seem like the same game, same engine, everything.
I'm looking at it, don't look like nothing like the same thing. The models don't really look the same. Textures are not. The models don't look the same, because I got a artist eye, literally. But It don't look like the same game to me. You know, then it's like kind of disrespectful because the gameplay was better back then than it is now. But it really doesn't seem like, you know, they're saying it, so I'm like, nah. What's up? I'm cold blooded. Salute. Let me see. If I were Jay said if I was were make if I were to make any changes to gameplay testing, I'll only make it more involvement from certain people. They was doing good, now is back to nothing. Too inconsistent. Yeah, but it's too many to me. Even with the testing of the undisputed game. A lot of these people, when I hear them, like, I'm not talking about you, Jay, but a lot of these people are think they should be testers. No, you shouldn't be a tester. Everybody don't see boxing as boxing. They see it as a fighting game, and their mentality is always going to want fighting game mechanics. You know, I try not to be disrespectful to people, but certain things I know and see it. Then they say, "Oh, you can't get everything you see in boxing." Like somebody on the in the Discord. And no disrespect to you, but I gotta talk from my knowledge. He's saying everybody always say they box, they box, they box, but then they don't show none. I showed that I box. I boxed for 12 years. Bloodshed, bloodshed, and tears. All of that. I boxed.
But here's the thing now. What would you be testing it for then?
I will be testing it, stress testing it, and I will trying to test it to see how realistic they made it to boxing. The game
This,
got to hold up to gameplay.
okay.
But the people that's playing it, they're gonna just see what they could what a lot of people they just playing it just to be playing it, to be honest. They really don't care about any of that. Because a good stress tester will have notes, be giving you notes, and they should let the play tester test the game for a week, not no 24 hours or 48 hours. They should let the
Eh,
yeah, but they should let them test it for at least a week before they give back feedback. But they like it's like a lot of these companies be rushing people or still
Hey,
see these Russian people. They don't care what the feedback is.
hey,
Give
hey,
your biggest critics and your most passionate critics, let them play test the game and see what they have to say afterwards. And then you look at it towards what other people are saying. And then you look at your own game and say, all right, who's making sense? Yeah, I know, Jay. The Q&A, that's what they get paid for, the stress test, and they don't care.
hey, but
But
Jay,
I gotta get on y'all too, Jay. Not you, not per se you, but the other people that's actually tested. They be like, hey, this doesn't look like boxing. This doesn't look like boxing at all. It's not responsive like boxing. My boxer don't feel like himself. Nobody's saying is that going in people's notes? I don't know, but the game kind of like make y'all look like the people that's testing it look like fools.
hey, Jay, you say I'll vouch for everyone in that group, and I don't like half those dudes.
Where he
Here's the
said
thing.
that? Where he said
Here's the
that at?
thing, right there in the thing. But the thing is, if you're gonna vouch and then you don't like half of the people, two things. One, you're gonna be prejudiced towards them. But second, you dislike a lot of people. So
Jay is an equal opportunist person. He don't just hate one people or a thing, he spreading it around, right, Jay?
He hates everybody. If he hates you, he hates everybody equally with the same intent.
Yeah. Let me see. He said, "Oh no, it does." Laughing out loud. Dad, Jay, you be saying a lot of stuff. If I was up Still City, which I think they do be popping in here, because sometimes jokers be saying sarcastic stuff in the Discord. Yeah, and they said, "What's up with Jay? you know, why is he saying these things? Why is he giving out so much information? Or why is he talking about our decisions?" Let me see. I do dislike a lot of people laughing out loud. But if someone is for the betterment of the game, I can put that on the back burner. Hmm. Yeah, I had seen Jay did calm down to somebody, but some people you hold up. I got this. Even Dad, I don't even want to talk about this. I was about to say Beast wanted to come on the show with you and let you give him his last interview online, talking about this game. And he said, "Ask Jay." I got to put it out there. I know it was private, but I got to put it out there. Beast said he wanted to because he's not really doing videos anymore. That's not his focus. But he said it could be any questions, anything you want. It ain't got to be no attacks or anything. And he said, he wanted to do a podcast. but, but I know that's like that's like a hungry lion telling you he ain't gonna eat the sheep when he know he ain't eating in a couple of months. Jay said, "Oh yeah, I'll never do that."
A good, you know what? A good episode is to get what's his name? Joe. What's his
Yeah,
YouTube channel again?
yeah, Joe Pro and
Is it
Beast.
Joe Pro?
Yeah, I'm trying to get them. I'm trying to. It's Joe Beast. I guess he's ready because he called me and be like, "Yo, what's up?" I'm just hoping they don't like because they, even though they speak almost the same, they might bump heads.
Which is fine.
Yeah, it's all right. Yo, that was crazy, Jay. That was the craziest thing that you said. You say, "Oh yeah, I'll never do that." Why everybody always do that? They always say me. They like single me out there, talk to me. This not only my show, it's y'all show too. Let me see. Um, I ain't read that part, Jay. You said there's things being asked. I mean, things being said and asked for, and getting this ignored. Because that's the thing. Why I say people like you, Jay, people like Prioxy. I mean, why I say Oxy, Prioxys. Um, all of y'all content creators, y'all can make them respect what you say. Shout out to Brian Brizzle Hayes. Brian Brizzle Hayes said, if the community come together, investors and the publishers, the game as a whole, they will have to listen to you. So the thing is, y'all gotta speak these into existence. If y'all want something done, y'all gotta make videos, talk about it. Get other people to come on your show and talk about it. And then when y'all start getting those numbers because y'all talking about it, that's when companies gonna worry. Every time you talk, I want to say negative, but you got a huge critique about Still City or something, they find a way to pull you in. They say, "Hey, Jay, We like your idea. Come on, let's do a content creator event. Because they see that you have a hold on a certain part of the community. Guys like Marshall Mond, when things don't look good, they tap in on him. Marshall Mond, can you do a video for us? Can you talk about? Or they'll tap into, different people like Darkside. What happened to you, Darkside? You disappeared. All these different guys. Coach, let Coach make us appearance and just say something. It's like I don't know what's going on with Boxing Fanatical. My thing is I never had a problem with Boxing Fanatical. It's just that I started realizing that, if once I started looking at things for what it was, Boxing Fanatical was for itself. He wasn't for the community. He wasn't for the community. Even when I asked him for certain things to help me do certain things, he didn't do it. He ignored it. And I'm like, Dad, you serious? You couldn't do that? At least y'all tried. I don't know if y'all got blocked or whatever. Let me see. The community should have came together on that boycott. They did. They when you got, do you see the numbers that you got for that boycott? That right there scared Steel City. The number of views you got for that boycott. Not that they bought DLC and stuff. They saw that you can make an impact. When you start saying certain things about Steel City and stuff, and you're getting numbers, that's where it comes at. But like, hey, yo, you should have you should have had a video right behind that. Say, hey, we was doing good, but then y'all bought DLC. That makes our fight look like it's not worth it. You should have came right behind that.
Well,
you had the fans. What'd you say?
I was thinking that too. At the moment, if they were to start another boycott, it's too late because everybody has probably bought so much DLC. Nobody's gonna freaking want to do it anymore. They're wasting so much money. It's like I'm locked in now. It's like they have in a certain respect, they have the community in checkmate.
Yeah, they had Steel City, and this what we bring up because it's something we know. Remember when Jay Shep made that video that Steel City made him take it down? Look at Jay Shep's position. He was dangerous because it got so many views.
I thought that you talking about the Jay Shep video where it's like a Timu Beast video?
Yeah, he was talking bad about that. Even me and Beast talk about that. Beast remind me of it. He be saying, he said, yo, they pulled Jay Shep in. We thought we had Jay Shep. Like he was talking like us. And they saw the amount of views that video got. Steel City broke. They said, oh, we got to pull these people in. Even even though Marshall Mond, to me, he shouldn't be the big voice. Yeah, he got followers, but they MMA fans. Marshall Mond shouldn't be the voice for, they try to pull him on board to get fans in
there. Hey Jay, you said things are being said and asked for, and it gets ignored. Are they asking for gameplay changes or is it DLC? And then the second part is, who are you guys asking? Who's ignoring the request? Who's that person? Who's the first stop? Who's the first stop when you put in a request for something? Who's that first person that does the review? What's the chain of command?
You see what Jay said about the downfall on Spooty got the 600K? That right there should have kept you talking. That right there should have kept you going. Because you could tell somebody something, but you got to keep that same energy going on and on. You said it right there. They probably like, yeah, he made us feel good and then you just stop. Let me see. When that boycott happened, that honestly was the most work I got seen done with testing and game changes. Exactly. that shows that you guys y'all have a voice. Y'all have a voice.
Yo, so would you say that so Seal City won that award? They're like a large game studio award, right?
Yeah,
Is that
that's a
how
game.
large game studios work in terms of game testing?
No, no, not at all. When they got the game, that's a award like when everybody playing football and each team still get a trophy no matter what. They just gave Steel City that because Steel City is moving. It got people like on it.
Hey, you know, it's funny that kind of mentioned that. You ever look at when you watch like any kind of world sports or Olympic games, and
Mhm.
you have the gold medal match, and then the person who loses becomes they get the automatic silver.
Yeah,
But the reality is that the bronze medal match, when you win that bronze, you earned it. You know what I mean? You when you win that bronze, so that bronze is almost more valuable than the silver
yeah, it
because you had
is.
to fight for that bronze. Silver,
Yeah,
you were given the silver.
yeah, because you don't wanna just leave with nothing. Hey, that bronze that means something. And you fighting jokers that probably fought the person that got the gold medal. When you like, if we talking Olympics stuff, let me see. Jay said, for example, Paul, we asked for a mechanic. Me and you talked about a lot to be online. Yeah, tell me if you see anything real boxing. And yeah, they're not listening. But the thing is, we can. You got the voice, Jay. You got the voice. When you make people start, like even with my, I know a lot of y'all against the survey and stuff like that. And y'all feel like they can know if they let us see the results. That survey will help a lot. Even if they don't listen, it's gonna bring more eyes to the game because they're gonna say, "Hey, a survey for a boxing video game, I can be involved." That's a selling point right there. But it's also going to keep Steel City accountable. And you know what it does? When you fill out that survey, the company put out, it makes them accountable legally too. Because you put the survey out and you wanted fans to see what the fans wanted. But then you make a whole game with none of the things fans wanted. So that holds them responsible.
But who do
Y'all
you think
boys
they're
don't
asking?
go ahead.
Who do you think they're asking? Like when we say who are we asking?
What you mean by who they asking? When in the
So
studio?
okay, so if they ask for a mechanic, it says
Yeah.
if you and him ask for a mechanic to be online, who's the person who's looking? I'm just curious. Who are they asking? Is it a
I
gameplay
think
director?
Jason in general. I don't think just put it out there in the universe and see who grab onto it and they're not
So it's just
listening.
the public. It's
Studios. So,
so really it's just the public voice. Then it's the
yeah,
public voice on YouTube, public voice on social media. They're echoing that we want this. It's really they're echoing what they want. But then who's the person who says, okay, well, who's interested in what they want? Who's that person?
yeah. But they can't say they don't see it, but the survey will hold them more accountable. Because when I'm on what's LinkedIn and stuff, and I hate keep saying this because then they're gonna be like, oh, this joker see that we be looking at his post. They watch my posts. And I'd be like, Dad, they didn't block me or anything. Still City never blocked me. The company didn't never, I don't know if they could like as a company you could block somebody, but they don't block me on and I be tagging them in my posts.
Yeah, you could block on LinkedIn.
So they see what I'm no, I thought we can like if you're a single person, I mean like a employee or a single person that you can block. I mean you can block, but as a company, when you post your whole company, I didn't know you could just block somebody. Yeah, it's crazy that people no, it's crazy that you Jay and I almost forgot because I'm always thinking about stuff. But it's crazy that y'all think that y'all know y'all voice means something. And Jay, that 60K right there should have been like, yeah, that you should have. That's right there should have showed you that you can help make this game more than what it is. Even though it scares me to death to say that, JMMA, but you and certain guys, y'all have to be the voice. No, it scares me to it scares me to death. It's just like y'all should be very scared if I come to the UFC side and start making suggestions and stuff and saying what looks right to me. Even though martial arts is a part of my family. But I'm not with MMA itself, the sport, the UFC and stuff like that, I don't like it. The Roman Greco side especially, I don't like that stuff. I never liked Roman Greco wrestling. Let me see. Who the heck sending me messages? Oh, it's the guy. I guess he really want me to talk to him. Cause he's saying wanted me to look at something. He said it's more to the business than what I'm posting. But some of the people like him, even though he's a veteran, he got 30 years in the gaming industry. A lot of people stay stuck in the past. They stay stuck at what video games were in the past. And the technology advanced, so people mind frame and thoughts should change. What is he? He's the president of a game it's company called Hub and Spokes Games.
I heard
Let
of
me
that
see.
one.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what he said. It says, I am a business development professional with 3 decades of experience across global video game ecosystems. I work primarily with service providers and support studios, helping them build sustainable pipelines. So what is Joker reaching?
I think one of the directors used to work at Hub and Spokes Games.
Oh, that's why I look familiar. You right.
That's why I was saying the name. It clicked in my head.
Let me see his work history. Uh, no, that's probably why he friend me too, because it show you that your friends your friends look sometimes, especially because my LinkedIn is very active. It always be saying that they want me to upgrade to a verified because they said too many people be looking at my posts and I be looking. I like, yeah, they right. They say I should get verified, but I'm not gonna do that. They not gonna let me put Poe up there. I'm not verifying nothing. Let me see what y'all saying. What y'all saying? What y'all saying? Yeah. Yeah, let me see. Oh, salute to Solo for coming through Norton. But his name's 651 Solo. Y'all support him. What's up, Legendary Boxing 2026? Why you didn't continue to boycott Undisputed since it was working? Doing Jake Paul content and content creators showdown clearly didn't help the gang. They weren't haven't fixed anything. Yeah, he should have kept the boycott because Still City was scared they were going to have to listen. They were scared. If people would have boycott even though they bought that, but they're gonna still be scared. You should have kept it going because if you double down, fans would have followed you. That 60K could have easily turned to 300K or a million, easy. But you didn't double down. And trust me, a lot of y'all scared that if y'all say too much, y'all gonna miss out with Steel City. No, Steel City gonna need you regardless of the fact. If you had that much power to get all them people to follow you, like just say, all right, you did the boycott today, and you just everybody followed suit, and you got 1 million views on that, 300 or something like that. Just even if you get 60K again, you get them that many views, your voice will carry weight. 651 Solo is in the building. When y'all get a chance, if y'all listen to this, follow Solo. He's one of them guys that I'd be like, Dad. He's like that guy, not so much, but he's like that guy that got a 500 wins and a 500 losses. I'm just making an example. That's not how it is. But I'm just saying, he doesn't give up. He's still in there. So salute to him. But my thing is I'm on repair work. Some people keep driving that car with 3 wheels. Still driving. Hey, it's moving. But me, I gotta but I gotta like, nah, man. I need all the tires. I need my windows clean. I need everything fixed on that in order to make it work. He have a tricycle tire on there. Keeping it going. Me, nope. And while you at it, put some chrome rims on there or something. They still do that. I'm more like 300 wins and 1,000 losses. Yeah, I was being sarcastic. I was exaggerating. I was just trying to make an example because I didn't like really look at your record. But that's right there.
I think nobody's doing spinners now. I think that's the thing that no one's doing spinners anymore.
Yeah, that's more in the country area if they still do it. But yeah, nobody's doing that no more. They don't need Pimp Your Ride no more. That was my show, man. Why they stop Pimp My Ride?
You probably just go on YouTube. There must be lots of channels of doing that.
Yeah. Dad, what I was gonna ask you? We was talking about we was talking about something behind the scenes. Dad. That's why I hate that I always be trying to think about 3 or 4 things at the same time. What do you think about that? You was talking about something.
It was something from yesterday, man. I was meaning to ask you to, and I forgot.
Let me look in our conversations and
That's
let me see. Oh, I wanted to talk about how people keep saying that people.
I know what it is.
Go ahead, you know what it is.
It has something to do with Usyk's manager, and then what it was how come we're seeing basketball players playing NBA 2K, like notable basketball, current, active, or even retired, and they're playing it. You know what I mean? But we don't see anybody like any boxers playing it. Anybody like any current boxer.
Yup, they're not like no interest in this game, really. The way they show it, like when they show it at events, it's like they were forced on, like almost like, hey, play the game. It looks good on camera, like that type of stuff. Yeah, so
You don't see Mayweather showing any footage. I don't think I've ever seen
nope,
any footage from Mayweather.
no Mayweather. If he likes something, he's going to show it off. He's going to say, "Yeah, I'm being this game. I like how it plays and stuff like that." That's how
What
Mayweather is.
what about all the young boxers? You don't see them either playing it. I'm not seeing
Nope,
them play it.
nope. Because you was like somebody like Kamel Moulton. He's young, so you was no, and he supposed to be in the game. He will be advertising this game. A lot of boxers they don't talk about this game. It's like came and left in their vision. Some boxers still saying, "Oh, there's a boxing game out." I'm like, "You serious?" Say, I didn't really know there was another boxing game out. What is it? EA? No, it's not EA. I'm like,
So
Dad, gone. Where were you at?
so here's the thing now. How come we from all people you'd think you would see Sonny Edwards playing the game?
Yeah, he's not even playing the game no more. He used to live stream it in the
He used to live
beginning.
stream? Okay.
Yup, in the very early parts, he used to live stream the game, and
So
then
what is
he's then he stopped it. Guess he didn't like what the game was. That right there should have been a telling point right there.
he doesn't like it or he doesn't have time to play it anymore?
Nah, he didn't like it.
And he hasn't fought since his last fight was I think third quarter 2024.
Yeah, yup. I heard he turned into a trainer, but you still got more time on your hands because he's not training big time like that. Every once in a blue moon, you'll see him in somebody's corner.
I sent him a tweet. I don't know if you saw it. I tagged you on it.
Oh yeah, I thought that wasn't him, but it's a verified name. Cause
It's not a parody account. I don't think
yeah,
it's a
I
parody
thought
account
it
when I sent
was
it to you.
because
That's his
I
official.
unfriend that name. Yeah, I thought it was somebody trying to be slick.
He's trying to be funny. He's trying to be
Yeah,
funny with
sarcastic.
yeah, he's trying to be sarcastic, but it's him. So I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
see. We'll see if he ever because I asked him straight out if he could come on and talk about the gameplay.
yeah. And he said, and that's what I was trying to tell Beast. Beast keeps saying that boxers don't play boxing video games. That's the biggest. I say that's false, man. I say that's how you feel. But that's false. Boxers, you hear a lot of boxers say they grew up playing Mike Tyson Punch Out. They've been playing this game and that game. It's just that boxing is. They don't have faith in this game. If you look at old not YouTube. Yeah, you might see it on YouTube. YouTube or Google Fight Night Round 4, Fight Night Round 3. You saw boxers hanging around. They were trying to make a difference in the way the game was made. Like Sugar Ray Leonard, Lennox Lewis, Winky Wright. They used to be at the studio when Fight Night Round 4 and Fight Night Round 3. That's why Lennox Lewis was so heavy on wanting another fight night, a Fight Night Round 2. I mean,
Well,
a
how did
Fight
they
Night
help?
Champion 2.
Well, how did they help? Like, how did they help? Like, what did they do to make Champions a better game? Because, like, what is it they're
They
doing?
didn't because the whole for one champion, like Brizzo said, they didn't have time to work on the core game. Their focus was the what's it
The
called
movie,
the
the
movie
cinematic, the cinematics
yeah,
getting,
the
which was lots
cinematic
of money.
story mode.
Yeah.
That's what their focus was on. And with the core game, they really couldn't do too much. But the thing is, when it all boils down to it, they always listen to people above them. Oh, I know that. All of them said that. When I was trying to get them to help, I mean to be in certain games, they was like, "Oh no, that company not big enough. No, that company is an indie company. Oh, that who is just one. Oh, no, I can't be in that." But then you had a lot of boxers. They may not be huge names and stuff that wanted to be in boxing games for free. Let me see.
Yo, so Jay said, He said fighters don't play fighting games. So I don't know if he's talking about boxing or is he talking about fighting
No,
games
he's
in
saying
general.
fighting games. I know he ain't talking about boxing. He's talking about fighting games. Boxers
But
do play boxing games. They
well,
be giving you history on boxing games.
on an MMA level, man, it's showing that UFC fighters they do play the UFC game.
They
They
do.
cited Max Holloway, Demetrius Johnson.
They stay in the studio from what I see. I'm going
They're
by
they're, us-
visuals.
they're using as a tactic. They're using it to see what they could test out things and all things like that. So they're using some sim aspects of it. Same thing with the basketball game. For sure, NBA 2K, some of the players they go and they test out some of the sim aspects of it, try to see if it applies in real world.
Yeah, I remember them days. Norton. I remember Norton said I remember seeing a lot of boxers, professional boxers, playing Fight Night Round 3. Sugar Shane, Mosey, Winky Wright, Oscar. I remember that. Yeah. Who don't play them games?
Yeah, but it shows here Max Holloway like 5 years ago. It shows him having an actual interview on a podium discussing how he's playing the video game to try to test things out. You know what I mean? Like it's out there, man. But that's a notable MMA fighter. But
No,
in boxing,
you really got some
hey,
guys
the
that are,
only time I ever saw a boxer actually play the game was the only time I saw for this undisputed is when they were the early stages when they were promoting the game, and we saw Canelo Alvarez on TV.
yeah.
He was in the studio and he was trying the game out, kind of thing. That's the only time I saw any boxer really play it. Like Sean Porter doesn't even play it.
Yeah, Sean Porter don't play games like that. But a lot of these people be acting like athletes don't have childhoods. When I used to be in the gym, we used to have the game system in the back room, or somebody would bring the game to the gym, and we'd play it after we get finished training. A lot of these boxers grew up gaming, especially this generation. They grew up as gamers. People be
So what's
thinking
that?
that you don't have time to play a game if you're training. I don't know where people get that from. People got jobs and they're boxers. Man, I'm talking about playing it in the free time. Yeah, they do it on their free time. For one, I don't know if you're talking about MMA or boxing, but for one, when they're not training, they're playing video games. Like the guys, uh, like 10, 15 years older than me, the boxers like 10, 15 years older than me, they might not play it. They might not play video games like that. Because they feel that that's not what grown-ups do. That's what they were taught to do. That's what their
Hey,
wife taught them. You can't play games if you're a man. That's the craziest thing in the world. But they'll play cards and dice and stuff like that. That's games.
hey, Poe, if well, I guess the rumor is that Undisputed is going to move to from a rating to a tier system. How
Yeah.
do you see that affecting the sim aspect now? That that the sim aspect that okay, you're using proper ratings then.
Yeah, because they're trying to do the rating system by themselves. That's not, they should be grabbing people that's what they do. I know at least 4 or 5 people that do great ratings. Literally, that's what they do. What's up, Kanisi? They think games are Pac-Man and Mario Kart, which are for kids. Yeah. And my thing is, the people that play,
Yo, what's the current gen? What's the current gen right now? We was talking. Is it Z gen?
is it the
Are
Generation
we in Z
Z?
gen right now? That like the people in their early 20s. Is that Z gen?
I don't know. I try not. I didn't keep up with that. But you talking
I think
about
it's. I
Generation
think
Z,
yeah. I think it's
zombie,
Generation Z. There has to
zombie.
be Generation Z, or it's a demographic of people who grew up with internet, computers, and video games from the from when they were born. It's in the culture already.
What he said,
So for sure, they're going to be playing video games. All the young up and comers. It's the baby boomer generation, the one just after. That's the where you're going to get that kind of thing that you're not supposed to be playing video games if you're a man kind of stuff.
yeah, I say about 80-ish, like early 80s. That's when, because you got to realize those people. Let's say you were 5, 10, or now that's like the
You're coming
80s.
from war times.
Yeah, you're a grown up now, so that's what you know. Now the people before us, they took everything serious. Or they playing cards, or they playing shooting pool, or they, different things like that. But once you have the digital era, everybody say, hey, I ain't gotta go outside. I ain't gotta do all them things. I can enjoy myself in the house. Ain't nowhere in the world people paying that much for a video game system and spending all this money for these downloads or whatever, and it's not an adult. A lot of kids, they're struggling to get jobs or support their gaming habits. So it's not kids that's buying these games to make them sell like this. It's adults too. When you go to if you go to Japan, it's adult gaming culture. Japan has an adult gaming culture. Yeah, they have kids, but they have adults. Asia has a huge video game culture. He said, hold up, you said, oh, see, Kanisi said they think games are Pac-Man and Mario Brothers Kart, which are for kids, older gens, I mean. There is no difference between Call of Duty and watching a James Bond film. You got to clean that one up for me, Kanisi. There's no difference between Call of Duty and watching a James Bond movie. They can't see the difference. All they see is there's probably a gun in it, each of them, some type of shooting. I'm trying to throw your pass, Kanisi's. All right. The only difference is one you are watching and one you are playing. Okay. All right. Got you. I was coming to that next. Got you. He cleaned it up, y'all. There's no difference between Call of Duty and watching a James Bond movie. The only difference is one you are watching and one you are playing. Same thing with video game. When you watch, same thing when it comes to boxing. One you are watching, like, the real boxing, and one you're playing. But it's like people keep giving companies excuses by saying they can't add this in the game. They can't do this in the game. And I'm like, where did you hear that from? Are you repeating something, or you got data to prove that things can't be put in the game? The guy was like, he was saying that he boxed, he threw that in there. He said, I boxed and it can't be put in. Yes, it can be put in the game. Anything you can think of far as boxing or the boxing world can be put in a video game. And a honest developer would say, yes, but it might be time consuming. And is it worth it? That's what they will say. They will say they will never say we can't do it. Because if they can't do it, they can hire somebody that can do it. And my thing is, why does Steel City they outsource for help when there's nothing really done to the game? Nothing that's major, that's been approved with the game. They say, hey, we outsource. It sounds good to hear that. Hey, they outsource. Let's throw that word out there for them. Let them think that we're doing things. Say we hired somebody from the out. I mean, we outsourced somebody. Then they put out the rumor that they hired people that did not know what they were doing. Who says that? What company says that? That's finding a way to give themselves a break. Hey, let's let them feel sorry for us, taking their money.
Hmm.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
Bo. Hey, Bo, I
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
run. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Appreciate you, man, for coming
All right.
through. All right. Peace. AJ has left the building, or he's about to leave the building. Let me see. Yeah, but y'all gotta stop giving Still City excuses. We gotta all come together. We gotta make this a movement to come together to let them see that we're not playing. Let me see. Facts Legendary Boxer 2026 said Facts Poe and the content creators help undisputed. Yep. Yep. It's like with the content creators, not all of y'all, but with the content creators, it's like they're scared to leave a relationship. It's like they scared to function without a relationship. So they're gonna talk good about that relationship, hoping to get better. Now, if they threw them some incentives, that might make them say more. Okay, you say I left, but it looks like a glitch. It was. Um, yeah. Some of these content creators look for incentives to say good things or just saying anything about the game. It's like some of their content is like Jekyll and Hyde. One day they talking bad about the game, and then the next day they come back with a follow-up video. But yeah, but this and that, and they got fans like, hey, what the heck's going on? It's like they keep changing up. You gotta stand. You know how people say stand on business. You gotta stand firm. You gotta stand on your square. You gotta let them know that hey, you should fear me. You should want this game to be better. You know, stuff like that. Y'all got more power than you really think. And I'm trying to steal some of that power. And my thing is, if I can get people to see what I'm seeing, we'll have a way better game. Don't let me, for some strange reason, somebody say, hey, man, you've been. Matter of fact, I got that opportunity, but I wish I could still get that opportunity back, but I can't. Because, like, damn, what was it? Probably a year before Ash even talked to me. Because I was helping, it was before I was helping Round for Round. And the guy was looking at how passionate I was, and he said, hey, you should make your own game. I like your passion. He said, I'll give you some money. You know, he said, I invest in you making a game. And me, I kind of panicked and said, nah, I said, I can't make a game. I said, I got a lot of ideas and stuff. But my stupidity was, I should have been like, all right. And I start finding people to put them in place like Ash did. But my thing was because I'm not really a talker. I know I talk a lot on here, but I'm not a talker. You know, you know, that's why I like for to have extra people to back up what I say, or they could express what I want to say because I think more than I talk. And I say, I know y'all like daggone. I really think more than I talk. I got a lot of thoughts, a lot of things I think about. I'm always got ideas. Yeah, so it's like people we got the voice, we gotta use it. We have to use our voices. We can use our inside voice when it comes to this. And shout out to everybody that showed up today. Um, Shout out for Jay. Jay, you've been popping up regular. Shout out to Kanisi. I'm not signing off yet, but I'm just giving y'all a shout out. Shout out to Solo. Shout out to Don D 205. He has a Twitch and he also have a Kick account. And you can find him on Twitter. Don D 205 or oh 05. Um, you find him on Kick, you find them on Twitter, and you find them on what's that? Twitch. Yeah, my thing is matter of fact, not my thing is I'm gonna finish reading my post. Read what I was reading earlier for the show. All right. Let me see. All right. The false narrative. Let's start here. Whenever a boxing game get criticized, whether it's footwork, stamina, AI, lack of depth, missing features, there's always someone who jumps in and says, "Fans complain too much." Fans will never. I mean, you will never satisfy people. Developers have to cater to casuals. See, that's the thing. They say developers have to cater to casuals. So what you're saying is by them catering to casuals, you forcing the hardcore fans and the actual fans. All right. But that would sound, let me read it again. Whenever a boxing game can criticize whether it's footwork, stamina, AI, lack of depth, or missing features, there's always someone who jumps in and says, fans complain too much. Nothing will ever satisfy people. People have to cater to developers have to cater to casual. That sounds reasonable until you actually think about it. That sounds reasonable until you actually, put thought into it. Boxing is not a casual sport. You have trainers, boxers, amateur boxers, hardcore fans, analysts, coaches, gym heads, film junkies. This isn't just people pressing buttons. This is a sport built on technique, IQ, timing, fatigue, and consequences. So when fans criticize a boxing game, it's not entitlement, it's expertise. Casual players don't need shallow games. They need options. I always talk about this. Casual players don't need shallow games. They need options. Look at other genres of game. Racing games let you turn assists on or off. Simulation games scale complexity. RPGs allow difficulty, automation, and customization. No one says let's remove time where so casuals don't quit. No one said let's remove tire where so casuals don't quit. So why is boxing treated differently? Why do we remove stamina penalties, technique differentiations, footwork discipline, ring IQ advantages, and then call it balance? That's the thing. When Ash be saying balance all the time, when I hear them and when they say balance, 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 that's what I hear. Y'all don't have the ear for it, because I've been hearing these things for the last years, decades. I've been hearing this constantly. So I know what these things mean when they say balance. I say, oh, this joke, they trying to make a hybrid game. When they say balance, 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 they're not talking about options or any of that. They're constantly saying balance. That flattens the sport. Stamina has to have penalties. Technique differentiations, footwork discipline, ring IQ, advantages. Balance has become a code word. I know that word. I know it's a code word. Let me see if anybody popped in while I'm reading this. All right, nobody popped in. All right. Balance has become a code word. Let's talk about the word balance. In competitive games, balance should mean risk versus reward, skill expression, strategic variety. But in boxing game, balance often means everyone can do everything. Yup. But in boxing game, balance means everyone can do everything. No real penalties, no specializations, no long-term consequences. Ash literally said that in the content creator event. It's not fair. It's not fair for people to be able to do loose foot movement. That's their style. You should find a way to beat it. Fighting games do it. Fighting games always have different styles, like the big boss or the character you're facing. They have a different style than you, and you figure it out. But when it comes to boxing, that's why I say everybody shouldn't have a voice in the way a boxing game is created. If every boxer has endless stamina, can switch stances freely, use identical footwork, though at the same pace, then styles don't matter. IQ doesn't matter. Identity doesn't matter. That's not boxing. That's skins on the same character. Let me read that again. That's not boxing. That's skins on the same character. Hardcore fans aren't the problem. I say that all the time too. Hardcore fans keep sports games alive. They create sliders for the games that allow it or that has it. They build leagues, share breakdowns, run discords. There are different discords for games that people are hardcore fans of certain games. They make mods. They teach casual how to play, some of them. Casual players come and go. Hardcore players build ecosystems. Facts. So blaming them for asking for tendencies, sliders, fatigue systems, real AI behavior, offline death is backwards. They're not asking for exclusivity. They're asking for control. Options solve everything. Like I keep saying, options can solve everything. This entire debate disappears when you do one thing: give players control. Let casual players use presets. Hardcore players fine-tune systems. Competitive players lock rank rules. Realism doesn't have to be forced, it has to be available. Let me read that again. Realism doesn't have to be forced, it has to be available. The refusal to add options isn't about protecting casuals, it's about saving development time. The refusal to add option isn't about protecting casuals. It's about saving development time. I knew that. I know that. Accountability is not hate. Accountability is not hate. Criticism isn't toxicity. Feedback isn't negative. It's just some people, the way they relay their feedback may seem like it's negative, but feedback isn't negative. Demanding better isn't entitlement. People say that to me all the time. You feel entitled. You think you're entitled. I'm not entitled. If I was entitled, that means I have to be a part of something. And I'm trying to be above everything that it is. I'm not a part of Steel City. I'm not a part of any company that's making a boxing game. And in my age or whatever, or my time in, I don't feel entitled. Trust me, if I was entitled, if I felt I was entitled, it would be something behind that. People criticize boxing games because they love the sport. They know what's missing. They seen what's possible. Mods, code leaks, and tool kits have already proven that many impossible features are very possible. That's what I keep telling people. These things are possible. Just because a company doesn't do it does not mean it's impossible to do. They are possible to do. Like I said, if y'all think something impossible that's really in boxing, post it in the chat, and I will give you how it can be implemented, what systems is needed to implement it, and what developers are needed for it to be implemented. It can be implemented. So when fans speak up, they're not attacking, they're holding the genre accountable. If you defend bad design by blaming fans, ask yourself, why do other sports allow depth and accessibility? Why do real boxing concepts get removed instead of skilled? Why is fun always defined as simpler? Boxing is deep. Boxing is technical. Boxing is unforgiving. And the game should reflect that with options for everyone. That's why I be telling people, when y'all say fun, what is fun? Y'all saying what's fun for you. You can't say what's fun for everybody. Because it's fun to you if you had a bobblehead character running around the ring and his head bobbing like that. But that's not fun to me. That's not fun to a lot of people. Or you had a character and his gloves was big. You had the oversized gloves. Oh, that's fun. He got oversized gloves. That's fun to you. But that's not fun to other people. So stop speaking up for people when you can't say what's fun for them. What they should like. Let me see. All right. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Facts, bro. Fun is boxing. At least that's what I mean. There's fun in losing to a better box. Exactly, CJ. You're talking that talk. Exactly. You can have a fun match with somebody. You can have a fun. Like when I be seeing, and I'm gonna start throwing names up because what they're gonna do, beat me up. Crooks. I'm not getting on you, but I'm getting on you. Like Crooks, I see when he say certain things and he's saying things, I'm like, yo, that's not boxing. Even when it annoys me when people say he's running around the ring. Just when I see a boxing match and that guy's running, you blaming the runner, but you're not blaming the person that should be cutting off the ring. We gotta blame both. If you're able to cut off the ring, yeah, when you got to blame the person for not cutting off the ring or not having the mechanics to cut off the ring. A lot of people, they take that same stance that they looking at a real boxing match, and you would say, well, I would have did this and I would have did that. And oh, he keep running, keep doing this and that. For one, tell Steel City they're not giving you the right tools. For one, we at clinching, they can't really run. And you could beat them to the body while you clinching if they put it in there. That running will be slow paced. That's so-called running. When I be seeing people running, I'm like, it's the person. It's not the actual person that's running. Because everybody is not going to stay there in the pocket and fight. Let MMA be MMA and let boxers be boxing. Because if you really think about it, even though Muhammad Ali is not really my area, like I start going into that. Because my Muhammad Ali turned pro when I was a child. So technically that's not my era. Other people experienced it more than I did. But a lot of people are saying Muhammad Ali was a runner. They say Ali a runner, he ain't stay in the pocket and stuff. Ali would have been a fool to stay in the pocket with some people. Ali shuffled to get away from them punches. Technically, they would say that he was running. Sugar Ray Leonard, sometimes people would say that he ran. He was a runner. They put that on everybody that doesn't stay in the pocket. Because my thing is, on a video game, there's no excuse. You got to start blaming yourself. Person running, that's on you. And I'm keep getting two different stories from different people. Some people saying the running is like you could run to catch up with that person. You could run to cut off the ring. I'm getting from another person say, nah, actually I heard more than one person say we don't got that in the ring in the game no more. You can't run to cut off the ring. You can't run in the game. Because they had that in it, like you could speed up, you know, the slow steps. You could take the slow steps and stuff like that. Do different things. You could like almost like walk down your opponent. Jay said, hold up. Jay said, I don't mind losing, but if someone is just winning because of game mechanics, then that's a problem. Losing to a more skilled person always brings out more competition. Yeah, it does. Mike Adams said, people are skilled at exploiting on undisputed. Yeah, a lot of people, that's their first thing they do. They will play the game for 2 days in a row, just looking at what they can exploit in the game. And my thing is, when people say, well, there's always going to be an exploit in the game. Is there really, or do we got to see if a game company really cared to take the time to avoid them exploits. Let me see. There's none of that in Undisputed Laugh Out Loud. All right, Jay. Appreciate you, man. You can run when someone is hurt. That's about it. Yeah, that's the crazy part. See, that shows the mindset of people in the studio. Studio. I said that because it's that studio about to get emptied out. They should. And what you said yesterday, Jay, why you ain't do a video on that? That what you should ask fans, what would they do? Make a video, Jay. I'm just giving you an idea, Jay. I think it's gonna get a lot of views. Make a video, Jay, saying how should Steel City tell fans that they're moving on? And ask them how would they say it? And you think Steel City, basically you will be doing a survey without doing a survey. How do you think Steel City should move on to Undisputed 2? That's a video for all of y'all. I might clip this. See, Jay. I told you I got a lot of ideas. Sometimes I think I got too many ideas. That's why I'm starting to stay up later. Because I be having so many ideas. I be like that Joker that he's the only person on the planet and he got all these ideas, but he don't have a paper or a pencil to write them down. Yeah, you ask people what they want. What would they do if Steel City moved on to Undisputed 2? Would they be patient? Would they support it? They know the game is, done, and respectfully, they'll hold on a little bit and trust Steel City, trust the process. But that video is going to have different. It's going to have different. That video, if you make that video, it's going to blow up. It's going to blow up. It's going to blow up. It's going to blow up in two different directions, but it's going to blow up. Because for one, people going to be like, they really moving on? I'm like, they really should have thought that April ain't about to be empty. Let me see. April ain't about to be empty. The office empty with this team at least. Yeah. But my thing is, this a question that I got is, are they gonna have two games, one actively working on Undisputed, or they're gonna have two different teams, or one team just gonna shut off? Because I know they have people on the team that have skill in Unreal Engine and they have skills in Unity. Are they going to use them guys like flip-flopping back and forth? And what do you know about aimbot? Should aimbot be scared, Jay? Should aimbot be scared, or is his job secure? Let me see. Championship rounds would be a good video game name, Bo. Oh, yeah, that's what we should do. Whoever watched this video, if somebody was making a boxing video game, what would be Oh, you really being slick, Jay. Stop, man. Stop playing me, man. Yeah, but we should come up with some names that even if it's not Steel City or EA, we could give other companies names, and I'm gonna post it in my LinkedIn. I'm gonna post this in my LinkedIn and let them know that fans even gave out names of boxing games that should be made and names that they should use. And I'm gonna tag EA. I'm gonna tag in companies in general. I had something to say about Undisputed 2 soon enough. All right, man. What you mean ESBC, man? Don't play, Jay. Stop playing, man. But I'll be happy if they use that version of the game. They still have it. It's nothing they can tell me in this on this planet that they still don't have that version of the game. They should import that version of the game into Unreal Engine. Yeah, man, Jay, you playing games. Um, so you saying I'll have something to say about Undisputed 2 soon enough. So it might not just be you. It might be them and then you, or you and then them. Because I'm thinking that Steel City is gearing up. I'm just thinking Steel City is gearing up to let some content creators say that they're moving on to see how it feels. He don't. We were just talking about that. We was just talking about that. Yeah, I don't think Sonny what he don't like what this game turned out to be. And you could tell that this him being displeased. And the thing is, he's not even boxing anymore. And Still City don't have him in the studio. He used to say he wanted to be a part of the process. Hold up. CJ, you gotta stay on. You missing me, man. You messing up my head. Gearing up or already geared up? See, I spoke too soon. I actually don't know about that. Okay. I know JJ trying to play mind games. And my thing is, me being a podcast, I'm you know, any news is news. You know, just that, like I tell everybody, when I say things, um, go behind me and check. Even if I make a blog and y'all feel that it's chat GPT, check behind it. You know, do y'all research because my thing is I want y'all to do research. Maybe y'all might be able to tell me something. But the thing is, with your research, I gotta also research behind you. Where you get that information from? Who told you that? Because developers would tell you what they want you to repeat. I learned that. I know that. And the way Brian Hayes, he has that rebellious mentality. Like he does. He's like one of them guys that's a part of your crew, and he's the one that do stuff that's not exactly what the way y'all would do it. And Brian Hayes, he was that guy. Let me see. I have 98% success rate with breaking some hidden stuff. Yeah. I'm not listening to you, Jay. Make that video, man. Make that video, Jay. I'm not listening to you. I'm not listening to you, man. Just make that video for the fans. Paul, rule number one of journalism: never give up your sources. And yeah, never give up your sources. You're right. That's why a lot of times when it's something like real important, like somebody just like tell me, and they say, "Poe, do not tell." And that's what I used to get mad about with the Discord. You know, a lot of people used to be trying to bait me into telling them. What's up, on precisely? Shout out to on precisely _1. Um, Yeah, my thing is when people used to tell me so, I used to be like, yo, like Ash. I used to tell Ash, I said, Ash, don't tell me nothing. He said, nah, Paul, but Ash used to be so excited. When Ash, that's why I be saying it's hard for me to grasp on that certain things that's happened because you can hear the excitement in Ash's voice when he was talking to me. First, it went from, mellow, and then it just started like elevating. And with me, when I study psychology and stuff like that, I know when your voice elevates, that shows passion behind it. Ash had a passion about when he was talking about everything that he was going to add in the game and the kind of game he was going to add, and he was like, "This is my game, and I don't care if I get publishers or investors, it's still going to be my game." And somebody talked Ash out. They talked Ash into signing his company over. That's why it's hard for me to just blame him. I mean, to blame him. I could blame him, but I'm gonna always look at the person that's, even though it's my car, I'm gonna look at the person that's driving my car. Yeah, you could blame me for letting the person drive the car, but I'm gonna blame it's that person's fault. They crashed the car, whatever. That's how I look at certain things. Yeah, but it's like I couldn't hold back information. I mean, I couldn't. I was telling Ash. I said, "Yo," I said, "Stop telling me everything." Even though I didn't tell everything that me and Ash talked about. Me and Ash talked about a lot of things. Ash used to talk to me all the time, at least once or twice a week. He'd be like, "What do you think, Paul, about this? What we just put out?" He ain't had to do that. I'm not part of the team. I'm a nobody. He emailed me. Paul, he'll be like, "Paul, happy birthday," or "Happy New Year's," or whatever you celebrate. He'll tell me stuff. He'll hit me up like that. I thought we was building a friendship. And he like tell me like, "What do you think about this and that?" Let me see. It was me and all the other content creators. Oh no, what you talking about? It was me and the other content creators. See, I was talking so much I forgot something. What you mean? Let me see. You answering somebody, right? Let me see. Who you answering, Jay? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, because I feel like as it's like with me, I look. I'm gonna tell you in this way. It's like with me. If I would have made a boxing game when I got offered me the money to make a boxing game, I'm pretty sure nobody would have blamed me for what the game turned out to be. Because see, y'all didn't hear Ash talk. I did. So when I heard Ash talk and it's the way he said certain things, let me see something. Give me a second, y'all. Well, I thought somebody tried to come. Yeah, so when I heard Ash talk, it was different. It was different. But when I be hearing these people, say certain things, you know, as definitely he trusted Will too much. I didn't. I should have took the job myself, like many people said, but I didn't have. I didn't have. I didn't trust. I mean, it ain't that I didn't trust myself, but I felt like, why does he want me to be a part of this team when I don't really have industry, experience? Even though in a way, I do and I don't. But I don't have the know-how. And my thing is like, since Will like literally been there, I felt that he would have been a better fit. So I pushed for Will to be a part of the team with Ash. I said, Ash, you got to try this guy out. I said I would get Brian Hayes, but Brian Hayes, he was dedicated to the team at first. So I asked Will, and then I asked Ash, and then I exchanged the information, and that's how that happened. So y'all could kind of blame Poe too, but no, but the person that driving the car and the person that owns the car doesn't always, add up to me. It's just the only thing you could blame the person for is you trusted him driving your car, and that's on you. But people don't usually blame the person that owns the car. Shout out to Shaolin Phrase 187. He said, "Hello, everyone. Hope everything's going well." Yes, it's going well, man. Appreciate you popping in. Hit that like button, y'all. I got 60 people that came in here, and I don't have 60 likes. But yeah, we really could make this game better. Let me see. Still City run a red light and crashed the car. They sure did. And once Will showed Ash the special edition hit, yo man. AJ Pack said, and once Will showed Ash the special edition King Hippo trading card, that's all she wrote. Yeah, but it's only was like what I was saying, like when the guy was trying to give me money to make the game, I kind of panicked a little bit because my thing is I was like, no, I don't have no industry, like real industry, how to hire a team and stuff like that. I said I don't know nothing about that. And my thing was I wasn't thinking because everybody that was making a game at that time, they didn't really have industry experience. Because you got the guy that was making what was the game? The guy that's making round for round, he really didn't have that experience. But he was starting to get traction. He has so much traction. And a lot of that traction is because of me. He was getting traction. And guys like who else was making a game? The game that Showbiz the Adult was helping with. Um the Hard Knock Night game. The game he was helping with that. It was starting to get traction. Even though I think I had more skills than all of them, I think I would have been able to pull a game together better and faster than they would have. Because I know if you get products to put them in your game, they pay for themselves. Like say if I was making a game and I made a game model, the game model probably cost I'll say about $5,000 or less. Just making a model that I could produce and I could show investors or sponsors. Once I get sponsors, I don't need any investors or publishers. I could be my own publisher. People don't know that when you have sponsors, sponsors will pay for everything, long as you put them within the game. And that's what I was telling a lot of people. Sponsors mean a lot. When EA was putting sponsors in the game, blame Poe. I put it out there and they just snatched that. I'm like, why don't y'all put sponsors on the ring apron in the corners and stuff like that? They weren't doing that at first. I said, let it look real. Let it look like what boxing is. You have the banners in the back with different sponsors and stuff. That makes the game be more immersive. I used to give all them ideas out. So they're releasing an ESBC version of Undisputed, but only for PC. My question is why? Why now? And why only for PC? ES Still City is not releasing it. The modders are releasing it. That's why it's only on PC. Still City is not working on anything as far as a modded version, because they're calling the modded version ESBC Revival or something like that. And it's crazy. I bet you if they mod this game correctly, it's going to get more fans than the Fight Night version. And I know y'all like, Poe, you really hate Fight Night. You really going against Fight Night. I don't, and a lot of y'all think even if it's modded, it's still not going to be a great game. And my thing, do any of y'all ever notice on Fight Night that the arm length look crazy? It's a mod, exactly. Do y'all ever notice that the arms don't look unique to what they supposed to look like? Yeah, I think Jay, when the way Jay said it, they misunderstood what he was trying to say. Let me see. Mike Adams said disputed boxing. Yeah, I did a post about that before. Disputed boxing. See, I'm scared to look at what's called video because he might hit me with a strike. So if hey Jay, I don't know if you're still here. Jay, if I watch your video watching his video, would I get a strike from him? I know you're not going to strike me. I'm not being too confident, but I know you're not that type of person. But the mod gameplay looks like it will end up better. Yeah, it does. It really does. Honestly, we have to stop talking about Fight Night. Hold up. What do you mean about we need to stop talking about it? What, in a good way or a bad way or in general? And are you talking about the mod? Nah, man. What is it? Tell me what it is. They literally just made a post. Is it on the LinkedIn? Let me see. I shouldn't have never went to my Twitter. Now my characters is freezing. All right. Undisputed. Let me go. They posted that in the Twitter or in the Discord. Let Let me see. Oh, you talking about Bugsy Malone? Let me make sure that's what you're talking about. You talking about Bugsy Malone then, or is it earlier? Like, could you like copy and paste the post if you're talking about Bugsy Malone? Let me read this Bugsy Malone one. I think I'm gonna share the screen. No, I don't want a chance sharing the screen because sometimes my game be acting crazy. I mean my computer act crazy. But they rate this what Bugsy Malone said. He said, rate me at 75 and give me a puncher's chance against anybody. That's not how boxing works. A puncher's chance. He said that in 2005. Rate me 75 and give me a puncher's chance against anybody. That's definitely not how boxing works. It's a take a look at exclusive BTS footage of Undisputed music video Bugsy Malone with Connor Ben. And they're at Repton Club. Let me see if I say that right. Repton Boxing Club. Let me see what y'all saying. No, this was earlier today. Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Yeah, laughing out loud. Yeah, yeah. That's a crazy post. It's like they like showing videos that they made last year and the year before last. Shaolin said in general it was a good game because it worked. It was arcade boxing and it had a great storyline. It was a good game for its time, but not the best boxing game ever made. It just my opinion. No, you 100% correct, Shaolin. Don't back down a little bit. It was an arcade fighting game with a story mode. It was an arcade fighting game with a story mode. And this is what I be telling people. The Brizzo was saying that it was a hybrid that leaned into arcade. It leaned into the arcade realm a little too much. I'm precisely saying the Bugsy Malone crap, laughing out loud. Fight Night Champion was a hybrid of sim and arcade. Yeah, it just leaned over in arcade a little bit, little bit more. Not entirely arcade. No, it wasn't entirely arcade. But again, did anybody notice how weird? Don't it look like the arms are deformed or look weird? Like they don't look like regular boxer arm or a regular person arm. They look weird. Cause I remember with EA when they was making which one was that? Fight Night Round 4. They had problems with Muhammad Ali arms. They were making them too long. They was making the forearm too long. It was too long. Then they made it so his forearm, I mean, yeah, his forearm and his bicep were the same lift, and that looked weird. Undisputed is poorly executed. Slop. I rather play Fight Night Champion, and I'm not gonna go against that. Why should I? For one, that's what you feel comfortable with. Um, you can still play the game technically. Yeah. Um, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. You know, everybody like what they like. And let me see, Legendary Boxing 2026 said, no, Poe, you hating on Fight Night Champion. The punches are fine. The arms look fine. You sure? I don't. I really and you're saying that, and I 100% don't like the Fight Night Champion. I let that be known. I refused to copy when I was a senior moderator. I didn't want to copy. Once I found out what the game was going to be, a lot of people they will accept it, and that's okay. If you go to a box, if me and a friend go to a boxing match and he picks somebody different than who I like, that's okay. That's the thing. That's what a community is. We're not a cult. We're not cyborgs or clones or stuff. We all have our own opinions. But I just want a great boxing game. And there can be a great boxing game made. But the people that keep saying, no, there can't be a great boxing game. They tried. No, they didn't. They didn't. Let me see. It looks cartoonish to me now. I can't play Fight Night no more, but I understand the appeal for it. Exactly. I wanted Undisputed to be good, but it just kept regressing. 100%. Me too. I was cheerleading for them. Yo, you know what's the funniest thing? And I don't all that ass talking about he talked to EA and NBA 2K people. That's bullshit. He talked to the guys, the newer generation that wasn't there when Knockout Kings and Fight Nights, the series existed. He talked about the late hires, people that came in later. He's not talking to the people that been at EA when they had Fight Night Champion, Fight Night Round 4, Fight Night Round 3, the Knockout series. I mean, the Knockout King series. He didn't talk to them people because I have. They were cheerleading for this game to succeed. They said, hey, by them making a game and they're able to keep the fan base for 1 or 2 months, other companies will make boxing games, but they couldn't keep the fan base for more than 2 or 3 weeks. Once fans start playing the game and see that it wasn't what they thought it was. Undisputed, hold on, let me see. Undisputed and Early Access was better than Fight Night Champion. It was 100%. I still remember the first month of when I played the Early Access. It was pretty good. It's sad where the game is now. It really is. AJ Pack said Fight Night Champion has 8-way directional punching, while Undisputed has 4-way directional punching. That's the main selling point for Fight Night Champion. Yeah, and the thing is, Ash used to always say that we had more punching styles and more directional punching. That's what he was saying in the beginning. Somebody dumbed it down then. Shaolin Frey says now a remake of Knockout Kings with real some punching mechanics will be fire. I think so too. I think if we had a victorious boxer game with realistic mechanics and their way of thinking, it would sell great. If I was in Vegas, I would have asked Ash and Will, why does the game feel worse after early access? If I was there, I think they would have put me out after I kept asking a lot of questions that I'd have been like putting them under a microscope, under a light, but like, yo, why did y'all make these decisions? I'd have been like their father came there. No disrespect to them, but I'd have been like, this was my project and they messed it up. That's how I would have went there. Nobody went there with that mindset like, hey, this might be our only chance to get the game that we want. I would have went there guns blazing, figuratively, not realistically, before anybody's get their drawers up in a bunch. But I would have went there exactly it was. Now imagine we have referees in the ring and everything like that. The boxer got up where he fell, not in the middle of the ring. That's why I be saying when people keep saying it's their first game, it's not their first game. I'm gonna break it down why it's not their first game. It's Ash's first game, but not technically. ESBC was his first game. Then he had 3 other games he was trying to build, and something happened during the pandemic. So he did 3 other games. So it's not their first games. And then once you get people in the studio that are veterans, it's not your first game. It's yours. Technically, it's your first product you're pushing out into the public, but it's not your first game. Because once you get them veterans in the studio, the expectations go up. So we can't give you that excuse. And when it takes you 3 to 4 years to release that product, it's not your first game. It wears off. You got the experience after the year. Any job you on, the experience wears off after the first year. You should know the product. You should know the game. You should know how everything functions. All them excuses go away because other people did it already. You got other games that came before you. In general, there's no excuse to make a game this bad. Undisputed will crash and burn. It's only a matter of time. Legendary Boxing 2026 saying that. And I believe him, and I agree with him. This game is crashing and burning it's been crashed and burned though. It's just that the DLC always brings them back. And look at the videos they keep putting out. I'm like, yo, these are videos. It's like y'all set up them videos for this. All them videos y'all putting out, it's like we're gonna constantly get videos that you already recorded 1 or 2 years ago, and you're gonna bring them out to waste time to make people feel good. It's too late. It's too late. The best way how you're gonna alleviate all this is say, hey, we working on Undisputed 2, but we will still release DLC. The fans will be, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get a huge influx of people in the Discord, on your Twitter. And you know what they're going to be doing? They're going to feel like, hey, let's hurry up and get in the Discord and the Twitter and give our ideas. If we can give them ideas, they're going to put it in the game. Not. But that's how it's going to work. Instant times are coming with Tale of the Tape is in development. Yeah, that's just what I was meant to say earlier, but I got distracted. Thank you for bringing this back up. Interesting times are coming with Tale of the Tape is in development. But did they when is their latest video? Truth Bound, Turkey, and the creators of Street Fighter making a game. So let's see what happens. There's actually more games than that that's coming out. They will feel appreciated. Hold up. What was I saying that you saying that they will feel appreciated? See, I be going on and on. And I'm thinking about other things that I could talk about. But what you mean by they will feel appreciated? Yeah, because my thing is Still City, Still City, they really their marketing team is trash. I hate to say it, but y'all trash. I know y'all might be watching the videos. Y'all trash. The whoever's they're they got bad people all around. I'm gonna keep it 100. I think I did more for round, even though it didn't come out, than what this team is doing, and they're a functioning team. They don't have no real sponsors because that will cover a lot of the charges. It can even pay for the game. Sponsors. If anybody that's watching this video is they want to make a boxing video game, my thing is if you've got a great model or a decent model, it got to be decent. It got to look good. And you show it to a company that you want to sponsor you and you ask them to sponsor you, they will sponsor you. I know this. I'm giving y'all game. I shouldn't give it to y'all because a lot of y'all try to push me out of the community any way y'all can. But I'm trying to give y'all game. You know, if you're looking to make a game, get money. Like even Love C Short, it's not too late for you to get sponsors. So you could get more developers helping you make the game. You could get better artists to create better animations and stuff that you want. And you can get that suit that you want, that motion capture suit. Taylor Tate last video was 2 months ago. That's what I was thinking. See, that's the thing. They got to be more active. They got to at least pop in the show and be like, yeah, we still work. Pop on this show and say you're still working on the game. Let us know. I don't do this show for views. You know, I don't get a whole lot of. If I get 10 views, I'm happy. Lord C Rep. Hold up, did you mess up? What are you trying to say, AJ Pax? Oh, Lord C Rep is damaged. Who is Lord C and what you mean? Today probably dropped a heavy video about Lord C that will further hurt his rep. Who is Lord C? I got to see who that is. Oh, you saying Love C Shorty, not Lord C. Love C Shorty. Yeah, that was bad. I think that's bad that probably saying that. My thing is with the community, I'm pretty sure what Love C Shorty was getting and not paying people. Yeah, taking the game back, that was bad. That is bad, something bad. I think it should have been more of a private conversation. Say, hey, Love C Shorty, can I talk to you in private? And then y'all talk it out. And then y'all come into agreement about something. Yeah, I'm Love C Shorty. You know, y'all talk it out. Because as a community, as us all as a community, we all could help each other. Yeah, a lot of people say Love C Shorty. Yeah, he has overconfidence. He confident, and I like that. You know, that's like in boxing, some people had that cockiness about them. And I know you should have he should have talked to you, or you should have reached out to him. Sometimes you shouldn't wait for somebody to reach out and then say something in the public before you talk to them about it. If he would have been like a douchebag about talking to you about it in the private, that's something different. But you should have talked to him in private and telling people not to support him. That's not going to help other companies do better. Maybe you might say something to help him do better. It might you might be able to help him get them sponsors that he might need. I mean that he does need. And my thing is I want everybody if it's 10 people making a boxing game, every people gonna buy them. Because they're gonna try each one out and see which one they like. But if people have companies behind them, it helps them, and the company. Sponsorships do work. I know that. I literally had I was literally getting sponsorship from a water company for round, Poland Spring. And I was trying to I was going for the head company. I was trying to get Kellogg's. I was, all these different companies. I was going for all of them, not the subsidies under them. I was trying to go for the heads. And a lot of them kept saying, hey, y'all got a game model? We'll sponsor it. Let's look at your player base too. But a lot of time they just go off, you got a game, a boxing game. They know there's money in boxing. Globally, there is money in boxing. When people say it's a niche sport, it's not a niche sport. It's a niche sport that companies not making it. That's the only way it's a niche sport. It's not a niche sport. Company making a table hockey game, handball game. That's a niche sport. Boxing makes too much money globally. Pay-per-view, boxing gear, paraphernalia, all of that, it makes billions of dollars. So boxing isn't a niche sport. Some people will say MMA is a niche sport. But how is MMA a niche sport? Boxing does better in when they have like events and stuff than MMA. Dana White is not getting in boxing for no reason. He been saying he wanted to be in boxing for the last 10 years. About 10 years, he been saying he wanted to be a part of boxing, him and Zuffer. A lot of people don't want Zuffer to be a part of it. But Zuffer, what was that company they was a part of, Akai or something like that? It'd be a good thing if they could get Akai to get back to me. I think that they will make a great product. Let me see. Give me a second, y'all. Quick second. Let me see. Yeah, going back to that survey too, Jay. Put that out there. You got some you could be our voice. Ask them why they won't make a survey. Ask them at least. Whoever you could get in contact. I prefer you not to talk to Will, but ask somebody that you could talk to that that this could get to the heads, the people that will get something like a survey out. Give me a second. Yeah, that'll be a great if you could talk to somebody for us. Yeah, like people keep saying, with the casual and hardcore fan thing, we're not enemies. It's just that the hardcore fan is tired of the casual. It could be if it's 20 people in an area that's talking boxing, you're gonna have like 3 people that's casual that's gonna outspeak them. Happens all the time in real life too. Actual conversation. You got the casual fans louder than the doggone actual boxing fans or basketball fan, baseball fan, or soccer fan, or hockey fan. It happens all the time. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a second, y'all. OBSI. He's scared to be on the show, but he writes good, but he said that his English is bad. OBSI, he's the one that's doing the re-engineering the game. He's one of the persons. I think is he the only person? Hey Jay, if you listening, is he the only person that's re-engineering this game, or he got help? Like actually people that's digging in there with him. Let me know. Let me see. Oh, Wascom answering a question that I posted because I was getting on him. I thought no partings. I thought he jumped across the street to the wrong side, but he said no, never that about him jumping on the wrong side of the street. Oh, Wascom saying he's saying in the Discord name Beta 2022 WA Speak. He got hashtags free Steve. He said they tried to save face, and they said they're reintroducing basic physic hit reactions to make punches look and feel more impactful. What they doing is they adding stuff and taking it back out because things don't really what they keep doing, they keep shuffling the deck. That's basically what they're doing. They make it seem like they're doing something. And you know another thing, Dad, go on. Let me see what time it is. Yeah, the Discord isn't moving that much. But you know what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to this game, they don't do their research on the fan base. That's why I said that's why these people who they have on the team that's in charge, they're not really community people. They're not even Will as a community person. Will is not really a community person to me. He's just good at talking in general, but he's not a community person to me. A community person is me. Not saying I'm boosting myself up to be a community manager or any of that, because I don't want to be that. My thing is I don't want nobody to dictate the way that I think or me protecting a company when they're not doing the right thing, because I'm always talk for the righteousness of something, me wanting something done right. So with Will, he's not really a good choice to be a part of the team. He should be doing what Jay Shep them doing, because that's what he's good at. Him giving feedback about something. No, somebody like somebody that was like me, not saying me in general, but somebody was like me, I will keep the team more accountable. I will be asking them questions after question after question. Why are you making this decision? Don't you think that's what I was doing when I was at EA? I act like I was their big brother and they did something wrong. I was like, why you make this decision? Even behind the scenes, I was saying that. What, me, I always want to know why you think the way you think. That's how I talk to people. Why do you think the way you think? Why is this in the game? Oh, the companies want the game, this to be in the game this way. But they'll tell me the way they think too. But they're saying what the company want. So that right there, it's like the company say, hey, give us two options, and we'll pick from the two options. So let's say they have 50 options, good and bad. So you got 25 and 25. They're gonna take 45% of the 50. They're gonna take 40, not even 45%. I say 48% of the options for the casual fans. I might be being a little bit too harsh, but they're going to take the majority that's for the casual fans. What they feel is going to capture the casual fans' mindset, um, pull them in. But my thing is, when 2K, I know here people about to get triggered. Everybody about to get triggered. Everybody about to start jumping off their chairs, stand up on their chairs, jump off their chairs, jump off the tables, jump out the window, whatever they're going to do. But when 2K, everybody was saying, even though the Fight Night champion, the Fight Night, not the Fight Night, the NBA Live people were saying that NBA Live was realistic, which it wasn't. EA constantly said it wasn't realistic they was going to give you enough realism. 2K was more realistic at that time. I know all y'all like to talk about all the other games. At that time, 2K did more for the sport. The way the game was made was more realistic than what NBA Live was. NBA Live never was going to be realistic. We saw that with Mike Wayne. That's why Mike Wayne left. They didn't fire Mike Wayne. He left. Once they went in the boardroom and had the discussion, and Mike Wayne saw the way they were talking, he left. He excused himself from the meeting. He left. So stop saying what fans want and what they don't want and what they're able to accept. I'm about to end this show. Happy everyone showed up, the regulars, and we got a few that come in every once in a blue moon. But salute to all y'all. Salute to AJ Pax, my co-host. Salute to Leafy. He's another one of the co-hosts. Shout out to JMMA for popping in. JMMA, we need the survey. Please make a video for that, please. I know I should make a video, but it's not going to get the same eyes on it the way your video would. I challenge JMMA, Prioxis, or anybody. Please get Still City to make a survey. Please, and let us get the answers let us get the feedback after the fact. No change in anything. Not telling us what was said. No, let us see. Let us see the data sheet. Put that out there. And JMMA, do the video that I was saying. I forgot what it was now because I'm thinking about all these different things. And I'm trying to force myself to get off of here because I can't stay on here for another 3 hours saying nothing. But yeah, JMMA, do the video, please. Please do the video. Shout out to Lamont Davis. He's here all the time. He support everybody. Shout out to Lamont Davis. He might be on this YouTube and probably somebody else's YouTube. Shout out to Lamont Davis. Shout out to Shaolin187. He's on Twitter on Twitch with the same name. Who else I'm gonna give a shout out? Legendary Boxing 2026. Shout out to you. Shout out to Unprecisely. He's here. nearly every day. And who else I'm gonna give a shout out to? Shout out to Mike Adams. Yeah, he's here every day. Shout out to everybody that's listening, that's coming through. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe and the share button. We almost there at 400. I'm trying to get 1,000 so I could talk junk. If I get 1,000, it's gonna be on and popping. If I get 1,000 subscribers, it's gonna be on and popping. 100%. It's gonna be on and popping. And it's not gonna be bad either. Because just going 100, if I get 1,000 subscribers, it's gonna be on and popping. I'm gonna be like, yeah. Then people gonna start getting scared of what you're saying because you got a nice amount of people. So yeah. So salute to everybody that listens to the show. And like and subscribe. The show can only get better, and you could come on the talk show. The talk show is a live show that you could talk visually, or you ain't got to jump on the screen, and you could let people hear your voice the way you want everything in the game to be represented. The more people we get on the show, the bigger and the better the show will get. And on this show, we let people even be co-hosts. Even though we got main co-hosts, but a lot of times, AJ and Leafy, they will fall back and let other people be the co-hosts. Even Aaron, when he was here, you can still come back. You ain't got to be on at the same time as AJ Pax, but you could come on the show anytime you want to and be a guest. He won't come on because he'll respect that, you're going to be on the show and he ain't going to come on. But salute to everybody and to the next show. Peace.